Hey folks, and welcome to Subjective Thoughts. And our manga for today is The Witcher Ronin by Dark Horse Comics. Now there is nudity, killing, fighting, a bit of blood, monsters, demons, and more demons and some ghosts. No, actually no ghosts. So, if you are in any way squeamish, you have been warned. Also, spoilers. Alright, so here is the team. I only recognized Jen Bartel out of all of these. I have heard about her before. Now, she did this cover here. And now this is a paperback, but there's a hardcover too. And that one has a cover by, I think, the interior artist. So yeah, I didn't know about this one. Alright, is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I don't know it. Haven't heard of anyone else here. And up until 2 minutes ago, I didn't even know it was a manga. If you see moving, that's Watson behind there. Yeah, I didn't know it was a manga. I was about to film it, I'm like, wait, is this a comic? Or a graphic novel? I'm surprised I didn't think it would be. Anyway. Alright, so I've seen this one at Kamikaze. Well, they did post some new things. But apparently this isn't a new one. I talked to Sana and she said this was actually a Kickstarter. I guess after that it moved to Dark Horse. There are 4 issues. And now they're combined in this. It's interesting they first had a hardback and then a paperback. I always wonder why they would do the hardback first. But anyway, yes, this is essentially The Witcher, but in Edo period Japan. Or Endo period? Wait, how do you pronounce that? And there's Watson. Edo period Japan. So yeah, it's the same thing, but, only in that setting. Ah, fuck. It fell. Watson, stop destroying my fucking headphones. No! That. Sorry. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, and I'll leave a photo here of the original cover if I can find it. Watson, no. Yeah, if I can find it. So yeah, I saw this one. I thought, you know what, it is interesting. Although I haven't read The Witcher yet. I've heard of the Witcher series. I know about the games. It was apparently a Netflix TV series, or it still is, I don't know. And, and that's it. I did buy, I think, a prequel book. I hate when they don't have numbers on them. But I will read it. So my knowledge of The Witcher is very limited, basically. I kind of think I get the gist of it. He's some kind of hunter. There's a lot of details I'm missing. Alright, well, let's get into the story then. Now this is Gertl. He's roaming through Japan, and in the first story he gets to some village. Or I mean, yeah, he's in some village. He is going into an inn. Let's call it an inn, to get some food and to rest. But then 2 of the clientele, 2 dudes there, they try to. The hostess is with them, and then they tell her, "Hey, we need something here," and she tells them, "One moment, I'll be with you. Be patient." But of course they're assholes, so one of them's about to hit her or something, and Gertl gets involved. And he beats the guy good, but then he has to leave, basically. And from what I understand, Witchers are not very liked in the original story. Watson, stop that. They're not very much liked. They're seen as freaks, mutants, I think. At least that's how he's treated in this one. But yes, so he's like, fuck, and he has to go. So he leaves, he continues on, and then he stumbles upon people at a, what is it, not a mill, you know, for water. Ah, fuck. What's the word for that? And they wanna build a dam. There we go. They wanna build a dam, and he sees that there's some people dead there. Watson, stop that. He has to find something to bite. It doesn't matter what, just something, right? Something. You have to find something, don't you, little butt? No. Sit. Ah, fuck. Where was I? Watson, you're distracting me. And you have the audacity to look like you don't give a shit. Right, he gets there, and he kind of helps them out, and they're attacked by Kappa. There's these playful spirits. Now, normally they don't really attack, they just play pranks and stuff. And the man whose workers have been killed, Geralt tells him, alright, you know, I'll help you with this problem, but you'll have to pay me for each Kappa I kill. So he takes Geralt, Watson, for fuck's sakes, Watson, takes Geralt back to his house. I'm putting you in the thumbnail, Watson. Oh, alright, take the towel. Anyway, he tells Geralt when this all started, the details, and I think the next day, while he's sleeping in his room, we see him, having a sort of dream. This ghost woman, approaches him from behind, and was about to say something, and then she disappears. So he goes the next day to the pond, there's a pond in the river. He goes inside, he follows the Kappa, and they don't attack him. One of them grabs his feet playfully, but that's it. They don't do anything to him. But she's confused why they would even kill. And then we go in and we see this. It's not a dragon though. It has a name. I'll leave it here because you know me, I don't remember names too well. But he talks to it. So apparently the people, the master that hired him wasn't being truthful. Now, before the people would respect him, respect the water spirits, but now they don't do that, and they're trying to build this dam that's going to not kill the Kappa because they won't have water. And that they've been trying to warn them, but the humans don't cooperate, so they went to more extreme measures. And also, he tells Geralt about a prophecy. So Geralt is trying to find someone, a snow woman as he calls her, and this dragon tells him that. Tells him more of the prophecy. Watson, stop that. Tells him more of the prophecy. So it tells him, if you're going to do this, then you need to be your former self, not this empty husk that you are now, and follow destiny. So Geralt's like, all right, yeah, I'll tell the villagers. That's the deal they make. He'll talk to the villagers, and the dragon will give him the information. So Geralt goes into the village, and the man asks him, well, did you deal with our problem? And then he tells him, you didn't tell me everything. Apparently, you need to not build this dam. I mean, your village seems pretty fine. I mean, just live humbly. And, well, they all get angry, start yelling and freak mute, and he's like, hey, I warned you. And he fucks off into the next place. So that was chapter 1. Then we go to chapter 2. Chapter 2, he goes... what monster was in chapter 2, actually? Just a second. Yeah. That was chapter 2. Yeah, it tells him where to go and the dragon and what man to seek. It's not really exactly a dragon, but it looks like one. So he goes up into these mountains and he finds this man. So this man apparently has seen this snow ghost woman. And Gertol wants whatever information he has. And, don't bullshit him. So the man says, all right, I will tell you if you help me. There's this evil spirit that sits now above the cemetery, and I can't go visit my wife's grave anymore. And if you kill it, and I can go see my wife again, I will tell you. And Gertrude's like, all right, let me see if your story is actually real. Tell me something. And he almost tells her, it's like, hey, you almost tricked me. So Gertrude later goes to the cemetery, and we see a monk, or an old man anyway. And we see this creature. I'll leave the creature's name here as well, because I don't remember. It's kind of like it looks a bit like a griffin, but if it had more of a humanoid body. It has wings, too. So he goes, he sees the old man, and he asks him, the old man tells him, this creature doesn't attack anyone, just sits there, doesn't disturb. Which kind of makes you suspicious, doesn't it? If it's so evil, why is it attacking the husband who just wants to see his wife's grave? Interesting. And then Gertol asks him about the man. I'm not going to bother with his name, fuck it. Asks him about the man, and he says yes, he comes to visit, he would come every day to visit his wife's grave. And then he said something I found interesting. He said, now this monster now she can rest peacefully from this monster. And when he said that, I was like, wait, does he mean the husband? It can't mean the creature, because he said it doesn't disturb anyone, right? And I think Gertol was thinking the same thing. So he goes, he starts fighting this creature, and he wins. It's knocked out. It has a kind of something that looks almost like a butcher knife for a weapon, and a strange fan. Now Gertol manages to knock him, and then you see him, kneel and ready to be killed. Gertol raises his katana, and that's it. Then we move, he's back to the man's house, and he shows him the butcher knife. A butcher knife weapon. And then the man tells him the rest of the story. So he went on to the woods. He was a logger. He would log wood. And he took... and then that's when he saw the snow lady. She was very beautiful, so he had to follow her. He followed her until he lost her, and then he went back home with no wood. And his wife, was worried, what happened? You didn't bring any wood. And he said, the next day I went to look for her again, and again no wood, so my wife went to gather wood. Forgot to mention the beginning of the story, he tells us how his wife died. Watson, don't bite that. Yes, and he keeps saying, I went out again, and he said, my wife died from the cold. And Gertol looks at him, that doesn't make any sense. How did your wife... Watson! Stop that. Don't bite Alita. Fool. Well, it's going to be one hell of a video. Fool. That kitty. Where was I? Yes, he accuses him. That doesn't make any sense. The man gets angry. Then we find out that he butchered his wife. Basically. Oops. Shit. Gertol's angry. From within the book. Yes, he's butchered his wife because she followed him. She accused me, she didn't trust me. So he's the one who killed her. And the bastard wouldn't even let the poor woman rest. He kept harassing her in the afterlife. Which is why that griffin creature came. It came to give the poor wife some peace. Now this asshole tries to attack Gertol, But, obviously, Gertel, knocks him down and he says, I would have butchered you, this was a few days ago, but I now have a new purpose. And that's finding the Snow Lady. So Gertel has his information, and then he tells him, Watson! Doesn't tell him Watson. Watson, ну перестань это... Watson, ну ёб твои зайцы, перестань кусать это уже, ну что с тобой? Watson! Угомонись уже. Господи. Fuck, where was I again? I'm not editing this out, Watson, so everyone will see your behavior. Watson. Come on, go fetch that. You little bugger. And then Gertel tells him, well, I lied. I didn't kill the creature. It's still there, and it's going to make sure you never harass your wife in her afterlife again. And then Gertel leaves on. He needs to get to this this place, this Red Inn. And that's the next place he's looking for. And he manages... Holy shit, look, go. He gets to this big inn that has hot springs and monkeys bathing in it. And outside sits this very beautiful lady. And now this beautiful lady tells him, I need help. Some monster attacked my client inside. So Gertel runs in to see, but it looks like the monster is already gone. Nothing to do, and then she tells him, oh, please stay, I need some protection, I need help. And he says, I'll look for the creature, but then I need to move on. I have to go. And she says, oh, come on, stay, I have coin, I'll pay you. What are you doing, even? Cats. What? Watson, look, fetch. Watson, stop that. You're gonna rip my... Watson! For fuck's sakes, Watson, what is wrong with you? This video's a disaster, isn't it? I'm not refilming this, fuck it. He had to knock... What an asshole. He knocked it all out, now he's happy. And now he's happy and calm, aren't you? For fuck's sake, cats. Anyway, the lady convinces her, she makes him this big dinner. And, he's wondering, how do you manage to keep the inn so good looking? Because it's in a very nice shape. It looks like the lady's the only one who works there. And, how do you make by? She says, I managed to feed myself and everything. And then before he eats, we see him drink something. He says, I need to take my medication. Later on, she tells him, go bathe in the hot springs. I'll come by and wash your back. So we see him sitting in the hot springs with the monkeys. And it looks like he's sleeping. The lady comes out. And she's sitting there. And that's it. She's standing there. She sees... And then she says to the monkeys, you see, my dears... It's just like any weary traveler. He's lulled into sleep. And after we kill him, the Snow Lady's gonna make it snow every day and we'll never starve again. And then she turns into an ugly hag and gets into the water about to kill him, but Gertel is not stupid. He's not sleeping, he's awake. And he starts to fight her, and she, besides the monkeys... One monkey turns really fucking big. I think he's a monkey god, maybe. In the end of the manga, there's some information about the spirits that were used. So it's kind of a monkey god. I thought she just turned one of the monkeys into a monster. Anyway, he fights the monkey god. He does something. He hits him in the head somehow. He uses a spell or something, and then the monkey takes itself and smashes his head against a tree. But then he dies. Then he chases down the hag, She almost manages to jump on him, but he sticks his sword through her, and he's very pissed because he wanted answers. And now he can't get them because she's dead. I always say this, I love how they strategically, like, place things in front of genitalia in stories. Like, you have a monkey head, like, right above his crotch. I mean, nothing's there, obviously, but you know what I mean. Also, I found it funny in some places here. His bum is being hidden as well by, like, you know, steam from the hot springs. Like, but it's funny because in some scenes, no, in some scenes, yes. I mean, are you bothered by his ass being shown or not? Decide. No. You already destroyed half the table, Watson. What more do you need? Alright, bugger. So, after he dresses himself, because obviously he jumps out of the spring to chase her, only with the top part of his kimono, and no, it's not called a kimono for men. But anyway, this top layer here that he's wearing, I think. So after he dresses himself properly, he wanders around the inn. Now it looks obviously ruined, since this woman was a hag, a witch. So she made it appear to be all nice and everything, but in reality, it was, you know, it's ruined and old and decayed. So, now he goes, he wanders around, then he finds a door to a cellar. He goes down it, and there he finds this shrine. Well, it looks like a shrine, I think, to the Snow Woman. And then there's a sign there that says called the Mountain of Ashes. And that's it, and then he moves on. So that was, right, so with the man, that was chapter 2. This was chapter 3, and now in chapter 4, what happens? First, he follows a cat into this shrine for cats, I think, for a certain god, and sends a message. Then he goes on into this Mountain of Ashes, as it's called. Kind of. I'll leave the proper name here. He goes there, and we finally see the Snow Lady. She's also based off some other creature. I'll leave the name here. Sorry, throat dry. And then he faces her, and then she appears and she tells him, Gertel, you're like an annoying fly. Not deadly enough, but continuously buzzing in my ear. So looks like Gertel's been chasing her, and then we finally find out why he's been chasing her all this time. She took his daughter. Because then she's about to fight him, and so as they talk, she pulls out his sword, and he recognizes it's his daughter's sword. Now, there is the character Siri, I think that's how you pronounce it in the stories. Now, I'm not, from what I understand, I could be wrong, Gertel's infertile, because he's a witcher, he can't have children. So I wonder if in this story he can, or he just sees Siri as his daughter. I know he's supposed to guide her or teach her or something. I don't know if Siri herself is a witcher too. I don't know. I think the witchers are only men. Only men can be witchers in this, or all of them are only men. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know very well the origins. Anyway, his daughter. It looks like she's all grown up too, based on the image they show us of her. Or at least she's a teenager. So he's like, you don't deserve to wield her sword. And then they start fighting. And while they fight, before that, as he's walking up to the mountain, she uses these creatures, snow children. The creature, the ghost she's based on, or the creature, the demon, uses snow children to lower people into snowstorms. So she uses that to imitate Siri, telling him, why did you leave me? But here they look more like dogs and not children for some reason. But anyway, they are fighting, and then she lets slip, a bit of information that he needed. She tells him, it's ironic, I'm so close, I just need to cross the Golden Bridge to get to her. Because he thinks she kidnapped Siri, but it looks like he didn't. He thinks she kidnapped her, but it might be that she didn't, because she also wants her. So, well, now he's calmed down after he destroyed everything. You little fuck. Alright. Right, where was I? So she lets that slip, and she says, it's a shame you'll never leave this place alive. You'll never see her again. But Geralt manages to knock her away, and then a cat appears. A cat with two tails. With some kind of purple beads. Not beads, there's a different name for that around his neck. Its neck. Approaches Geralt, and I got your message. And come on, Geralt, get the sword, let's get out of here. So the cat throws two shurikens at the woman. And then Geralt, knocks her forward, rams into her. He grabs Ciri's sword, and then they get out of there. And we see the woman all angry. She has a really cool suit of armor. Her mask is a skull. I like that. So, and that's in the last little bit, you see him walking through a village, going into this large house, and we see a pretty woman in a purple kimono looking at him, and he tells her, I know where she is, we just need to cross the Golden Bridge. And that's it, that's where the story ends. I think the woman is Yennefer. No, don't quote me on that, obviously. But Yennefer's the one who has black hair, and I think that might be her. Maybe. It's not the ginger one. No, I think it's Yennefer. He just doesn't call her by name, so we don't know. Oh, excuse me. And that is it, to be continued. So that was, those are the stories. That's essentially one story, just goes to try to get information. Now, it's unclear how long ago it's been since his daughter was kidnapped. I don't know, I think him and Yennefer worked together in the books or something, and I'm not sure. Because I don't know the source material, there's a lot I'm missing here. But overall, I enjoyed the story. Let's get to the art. First, look at this asshole. He destroyed everything there. I'm gonna have to clean up after this. And now he's sound asleep, like a little angel. Watson, I'll hang you on the ceiling one day. Just wait. I won't show you everything because this is pretty brand new. I'll show you a couple of pages. Oh, look how the chapters are. I quite like that. Okay, so here we have... You see? This is Geralt going there. Yeah, as you can see, the art is... the art is fine. It does its job. But I have to say, it's not really the best I've seen, and considering this is a manga, it's a little bit shocking. Because most manga art I've seen is very pretty. Or at least very well done. And here there are areas where... here I can show you the woman, kind of. Where it's just not really well done. I mean, shit. I expected a little bit more, I will say. Here, I'll just show you the great big dragon. And that's it. So as you can see, and also the colors are so muted here. I mean, I get it, sometimes it's done on purpose, says Geralt. I get it, it's sometimes done, the kappas. It is done on purpose sometimes, I understand. To use for the story, but I don't know, yeah, Geralt's probably very upset and devastated that he couldn't find his daughter up until now and doesn't know if he'll find the Snow Lady, but it's just everything is so muted and boring, You think they put in a pop of color in there or something, but it's just, Yeah, again, the art does its job. It's fine enough. It's not the worst I've seen. But it's also not that great, Yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. Yeah. Colors, not great. Could have added a little, something lively a little more, but it is what it is. As far as the story goes, I enjoyed it. Again, I don't know much about The Witcher, but still, I managed to follow along. It was interesting to see all the magic Geralt was using, 'cause, well, he's a Witcher. I think he combines magic with fighting in his origin, too. He has all these potions and spells and shit, so that was cool. And it's interesting who the Snow Lady is based on. It's probably one of the characters in the original, but I honestly have no idea who. But still, overall, not bad. I do really like this cover, though. I mean, Jen Bartel drew him really cool. It's a shame she couldn't do the interior art. Now, I have said, I think the guy who did the interior art, I think it was a dude, did the cover for the original, and it looks good, so I wonder why the interior art is so bland. Unless, of course, it wasn't the same guy, and if so, my mistake. But yeah, this is a very good cover. Look at him. Very good. Yeah, so that's it. I think if you're a Witcher fan, you might enjoy this, seeing him in a different setting. Still the same Witcher, but in a different culture and setting, which could be very cool. Look at his gloves and everything. What he uses, and if you know the stories well, then you'll probably get more out of it too, because you'll recognize the characters and everything. So yeah, if you like that, give it a read. Or even if you don't know what The Witcher is, I think you can still enjoy it. You have all these creatures, you have some information in the back. So yeah, I don't think you'll be too disappointed. Unless, of course, you didn't like this art style, then... yeah. But still, if you find it somewhere, check it out. It's not bad. Pretty good story. Alright. So that is it, folks. Shit, it's been so long since I did a video about a manga. Yeah, I think a few months. But yeah, alright. So that is it, folks. Now remember, collect what you're passionate about and share it on YouTube. And don't let your cat on the table when you film. I've done that mistake. Watson, say bye. He doesn't give a shit. Alright, bye!